last time you were here, this is very interesting, I think, for me. We were all trying to figure out how to pronounce your name.
Yeah.
And now here you are, you're a major contender for getting the Democratic nomination. You just got a big day today. The polls came out, and you're number 3 in the polls in Iowa. What do you attribute your surge in popularity to?
Well, hard work, a really good team, and the right message. I think our message is what Americans are really looking for. It's not just how to end the Trump presidency, which is obviously a huge priority because our country's future depends on it. But it's also about what's America going to need the day after this presidency ends. This presidency will come to an end one way or the other. And when we get there, when the sun comes up over this country and we're picking up the pieces and figuring out what's next, I think it's going to require that we're ready to undertake bold solutions, but also that we can bring people together. And that's been the core of our campaign, and I think it's resonated.
I think the last debate, I think you scored major points for a lot of people during that because, one, with Elizabeth Warren, you challenged her and actually debated, as you would in a debate, with her about her Medicare for all. Yeah. And you're saying, how do you pay for all this?
Right.
And
yeah, I mean, this
really
is, it's a respectful, honest, but major difference of opinion. First of all, that when you're proposing something like this, it's got to be clear how it's paid for. And the plan that I'm putting forward, we call it Medicare for all who want it, can be paid for without raising middle-class taxes. And it's got a lot of other advantages, too, because it lets people keep their private plans. So the basic idea is we take a version of Medicare, we make it available for anybody who wants it. But if for some reason you prefer a different plan, that's okay. I'm not going to make you switch. And I just think that's better than saying you've got to do Medicare whether you want to or not, and just make that entire change for the entire country in 4 years or less. So it's just an honest difference of opinion.
And I saw a lot of people who were saying, like, oh, well, wait a second, Mayor Pete. You said that you tweeted out that you were for Medicare for all a couple of years ago. So what do you say to that?
Yeah, for the long run, that's still my preference. I just think we got to have some humility about this. In other words, to get from here to there, it makes more sense to make it optional. And then if we're right, that that's going to be the best plan for all Americans, then all Americans will choose it, and it'll become the only plan. And if we're wrong, and some Americans would rather be on something different, well, then we're going to be really glad we didn't kick them off the plans they had and force them onto ours. So it's a similar vision about where I think the destination is going to be, but an approach that is more practical and I think more flexible for Americans who I trust and make the right decision on what's right for them.
I think another thing that where you scored in... another area where you scored in the debate is when with Beto O'Rourke, and you guys kind of sparred a little bit about gun reform. And you would you like to talk about your stance on that and what?
Well, first of all, I think we all want to get real gun reform. There's been way too much talk for way too long. And I think the focus right now is we've got to have universal background checks. By the way, Republicans agree on this. Not so much Republican members of Congress, but Republicans across America, and Washington still hasn't been able to get it done. We got to go further than that. We got to have red flag laws that disarm domestic abusers, and we've got to ban the sale of these assault weapons and the high-capacity magazines that load them. That will save lives in America, and we've got to do it right away.
And that's a big issue for you. If you do become president, that'll be one of your focuses?
Yeah, I mean, we can't go on like this. You know, I was in high school when the Columbine shooting happened, and since then, we've generated a second school shooting generation. Shame on us if we allow there to be a third.
And you know these guns because you've seen these assault rifles. You were in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
What is your take on everything with Syria and Turkey? And
I got to tell you, it's just a bad day for America when our country can't be relied on to keep its word. You know, I really felt when I was deployed that in addition to my body armor and the weapons I was carrying, that one of the things that protected me was that the flag on my shoulder represented a country that was seen as credible, that our allies and our enemies knew that when we said we would do something, we would do it. So when you got these Kurdish fighters, they put their lives on the line to be at our side, fighting against ISIS, and you betray them. which is what this president has done, not only is it undermining stability in Syria, it's undermining the honor of American soldiers who feel now that their honor has been taken away. And when you take away a soldier's honor, you're taking away the most important thing, and it's taking away our country's honor. It makes the world a more dangerous place. And when I am president, when I am commander-in-chief, we will restore American credibility because lives depend on it.
I know you're in New York, and I saw you were riding the subway today, which is there you are, right there. I don't know if you were here. I don't know if you were here to stop by Saturday Night Live to ask them to stop doing an impression of you. I don't know, but I don't know if you saw they did an impression of you, but they're not on this week. But yeah, you didn't see it. You didn't see it at all? No, you didn't see it. Well, we have here's a clip of Colin Jost playing Mayor Pete on Saturday Night Live. Take a look.
Hi. Thank you very much. Thank you. I went to Harvard, but they don't teach you where to put your arms. Why am I not winning this? You know, I'm a veteran. I'm under the legal retirement age. And when I talk, it makes sense. Is something wrong with me?
No, you're a great guy, just like as a friend, not for president.
Did you? So you liked it?
It's not bad.
It's okay. It's not. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm very comfortable in my own body. I know exactly what to do with my arms. I don't know.
But now are you overthinking what to do with your arms now?
Yeah, now I'm wondering. Or
No.
too far out.
I'll make it easy for you. I just want to shake your hand. Thank you for coming on our show tonight. Mayor Pete Buttigieg, everybody.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on and on and on.